Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again today. This is Callan, and today we're going to talk about setting meaningful goals. We're going to do that using the SMART method. If you're not sure what that is, don't worry about it because we're going to tell you. First things first, what is a goal? What a goal is a dream with a deadline. When we have a very specific amount of time to accomplish something and a very specific thing that we want to do, we've officially set a goal. Why should I set a goal? There's a bunch of reasons that you could probably want to set a goal, but one of the big reasons is goals keep you focused. They keep you accountable. They help you maintain an accurate picture of exactly what it is that you're doing and what you have to achieve. Also, it's a very important planning tool. Here is the SMART method. SMART is an acronym where each letter is going to mean something to help you remember exactly what it is and how to set those goals. So we're going to go through them one by one. S is specific. Must be very clear about your goal. For an example, I will sell 5 of unit X per day. We know exactly what is happening with that very specific goal that we just mentioned. M is for measurable. We need a clear, defined way to determine if we've met the goal. We don't want any ambiguous goals, but we need a very specific way to measure it. In this example, we used 5 units. 5 is the goal, 5 is measurable. Typically, this is going to amount to a number of some type. A is achievable. Goals must be something that can actually be obtained. Poor goals are a way to set you up to feel like a failure. Having poor goals, something that you actually can't attain, something that's impossible, is a great way to get you working towards something and very quickly lose motivation toward actually achieving what you could be capable of achieving had you set an accurate goal. R is for realistic. It must be reasonable to accomplish your goal. We don't strive to hit goals that seem astronomically out of reach. We only strive when we have to stretch just a little bit beyond what we're comfortable with in order to hit the goal that we're looking for. So for these goals to be realistic, we want to make sure that we're not going to goal ourselves to sell 10,000 units this month when the average sales that we would typically have in a month may be 100. That seems way out of reach and definitely out of line to behavior that we could map to actually achieving that goal. T is going to be timely. Goals must have a very clear deadline. Without a deadline, your goals can drag on without consequence. So we need to know exactly when that goal is done and when to be able to check in to be able to determine if it's something we have. Pretty common timelines are going to be week, month, year, sometimes even daily, just depending on the type of a goal that you're looking at. So you have a goal defined, but now what? Well, now it is time to break down. We're going to divide your goal into logical chunks. If you set your goal for a month, the logical chunk might be a week. If you set it for a week, a logical chunk might be a day. If you have a daily goal, you might go as granular as an hour, although that's going to be far less common. Once we have this time frame completed that is a sectioned off chunk of your overall goal, we're going to create a plan to complete each mini goal, where when added together, they accomplish the large goal. So we're going to start at the large goal, and we're going to work backwards until we reach the very granular amount of the goal. So if you set a monthly goal, we're going to look at the overall monthly place. We're going to divide it by the same time unit that we did with the micro goal. In this case, we'll go with a week. You would divide that among your working days for the week if it's a work goal, or it's 7 days for the week if it's a personal goal. And then once you have all of that divided down, then we create an action plan for you to hit that mini goal to determine what activities you need to do. If you've goaled yourself for 5 sales of a certain unit for a specific week, then you know that on an average 5-day work week, we can break that down into 5 days of 1 unit apiece, and then we need to figure out how we can make it to that 1 unit. If you know that if you talk to 10 people, doing so will result in at least 1 unit of sales, we know that we have to speak to at least 10 people a day to sell 1 unit in order to reach 5 units per week. That's going to be 50 people. And so if we meet our daily goal of 10 people, we're going to actually meet our weekly goal of 50 people. But it's a lot easier to work with these daily goals. So that's it. You've gone through setting a meaningful goal using the SMART method. You've set the goal, you've broken it down, you have an action plan. Now go execute.